Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey,
I am Rungren.
and we've got some stuff to talk about tonight. Most of it to do with some Nintendo stuff that might have happened.
Yeah.
And then also some reviews. Like some games might have come out, or might be coming out. Finally. Some of these were supposed to come out like weeks ago.
Right. Everything's delayed till February.
But it is finally that time. However, before we get into that, as usual, we start with weeks. What you been up to, Margaret?
Music a lot, actually. Getting out. I got got my new video up.
Yeah.
Which Rungren on Rumble. We got Rungren every Sunday at 3. There's a new song up. It may not be a good song, but it's up. I got it up through there. Watched Nausicaa.
Yeah.
Yeah, another Studio Ghibli movie. Once again, another one where it's kind of weird because as a of the Valley of the Wind, yeah.
Is it okay? Is it and or of? I couldn't remember.
Of the Valley of the Wind. It's of. Yeah, because it's
Okay.
kind of
Yeah, it's of.
Cool. Of course, I enjoyed it. Love the world building. Love the world building there.
Yeah.
As an outsider, you kind of sit there and you go and they talk about the spoilers. They talk about the for a movie from 1980.
Right.
No, yeah, 1985 here in the States. It's another one where from the outside, when they talk about the prophecy, you're kind of looking at Nausicaa going, well, she's right there.
Yeah. Should be a little obvious to everybody, but what can you do?
How about that? But it's another one where it's a story about the world changing and characters around the main character, around the protagonist changing.
Yeah.
Because staying true to who she is costs her a lot of sacrifices. Same way as we talk about in Princess Mononoke. It's kind of the same thing, and then at the end of it, the world has changed. One thing that cracked me up watching it second time through was the old shaman lady. Everything she says is wrong.
Yeah.
You go back and watch it. Every time she says a statement, and especially there at the end, because she'll say a statement and then something else. That's not what happens.
Right.
And then she says a statement. So until
clearly,
the very
it's a statement on the statute of trying to guess what's going to happen. No, it's just a really funny thing.
and some of the narration into the English translation is a little more than needed.
Yeah,
like it'll repeat back what the scene just showed, and I just think that's this is, like I said, a 1985 movie. I guess officially the first official Studio Ghibli movie.
Right.
So it's not to be expected, but even still, at that time, the money they put into it just to put it into the English language, because you have Uma Thurman as a voice in there. You have Shia LaBeouf. I mean, he's got to be
right.
How old was he in 1985? It is about Subway.
Oh, I think that's about the motivational poster. Entertainment is about money these days, not accuracy. Unfortunately, that's very true. That's going to come up when I talk about the Expanse.
Yeah. But it was what's going with it? Okay, and so it's not like, but you had the big stars, Edward James Olmos, Mark Hamill did a voice in it.
Yeah.
If you think so, from the get-go there, they had high expectations and they wanted to put the money into known actors and known names to get it kind of to transfer it over, to ship it over, to make it palatable. But it's not the Picard, Patrick Stewart. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And look, they've got it. It's really good. And it's strange because going back and watching this after Princess Mononoke, and their much later work, you're talking over 20 years later, going through it, that they stayed true to what they do and just refined it.
Right.
And that just seems really impressive.
Mhm.
They could have changed. They could have tried to do something with the times or something, but they didn't. They stayed true to what the vision was through each movie and just refined it.
Yeah, I agree.
But I didn't get a chance to play anything this week, man. Been
Well,
doing tech all day and ugh.
talking about
Horrible.
watching something, I watched the end of The Expanse.
I bet it was just as great as you wanted it to be.
Yeah, finished every season of The Expanse, and it I'm gonna leave spoiler Lubu up because I had him up a minute ago.
Okay.
But I'm just gonna say real quick, this is not the books, and I'm trying not to judge it because of that. But Rundgren, if you have a final villain that has been set up over the course of 3 seasons at this point, and you kill him off basically off screen, how you feel about that?
Somebody was in a contract dispute.
Oh yeah,
Awful.
there was
Thursday. That's third Dungeons and Dragons is Thursday.
that I'll put it this way. I watched it all with my girlfriend, and she was still kind of enjoying the show over the course of the series. And after the season finale, she went, "Wow, that sucked." It was like, yeah, what can you do? It wasn't that great, unfortunately. Cool ideas, cool set pieces, cool shots, right? The cinematography was still really good, but the story just unfortunately didn't really pay off.
Yeah.
It's clear they thought they were going to get another season because there's a major plot line from that final season that does not get resolved. I'm pretty sure the show's been canceled. So
That was a just in case. They probably knew.
yeah,
They knew they're getting canceled. It's like, well, we're gonna leave something.
but
Maybe they'll get a Futurama thing. But
we wanted to watch something better after that. So while I was working on models, which I'll get into in a minute, we watched a couple episodes of Reacher, which is based on the Jack Reacher books.
oh yeah.
And I had tried, I think I've mentioned it before back when I tried to listen to the audiobook. I liked the idea behind Jack Reacher, but the reading of the audiobook on Audible, let me know if you want to talk to us. Just shoot us an email at fullspectrumpodcast@gmail.com. But the audiobook was a little monotonous in the way it was read, and it was because the events at the start are kind of slow, right? But it made it really difficult for me to actually like follow. And so I either needed to get the physical book or just try to power through it, and I just did neither. And so, because you know me,
Up the speed of the narration.
that's a really good idea that I don't know why I never thought of.
You can probably understand it at least twice as fast as what it was.
Right.
What it there. So
Yeah, it's a really good idea. I might go back and do that. But
Okay.
the show's pretty good so far. It seems to
You
be
have it.
following the first part of the book that I listened to, and the acting so far is really solid. It's a pretty interesting mystery about a small podunk town. So, liking it so far.
Right on. And how many seasons that got? Is this just the first season going
Just
through?
the first season so far. 8 episodes so far.
Okay. Yeah, I'm twiddling my thumbs waiting on the boys and Invincible.
Yeah,
Yeah. I get kind of invested in that. I would like to carry on.
I don't blame you. Game wise, I played a little bit more Arceus, but not enough really to talk about it at
Okay.
any great length. But I did play some 40k Kill Team, and so you get my 40k minute here because
Right.
I finished my sister's Kill Team. So I'm gonna attempt to do this again I'm gonna get myself behind it. I figured out that worked. I
Okay.
was testing earlier.
Let's do that.
So a bunch of them, as well as an Incensor Cherub.
That's interesting looking.
Yeah, this thing can stand in for the sisters in big 40k, but you can't bring it in Kill Team. But I finished those. Them in front of me so they focus.
Mm.
And they're really cool. But then I got into like a modeling mood. I wanted to keep working.
Okay.
And I had Custodes waiting to be built for a kill team. So I started working on those.
You guys get a big shield, man.
Yeah, they have a lot more detail. And this particular one, I put his body on upside down on accident. So he was like 2 hours of work on his own
Yeah.
to get him together. But then he's got 4 friends. In total, I think I spent like 9 hours putting together models this last week.
Dang.
We have this guy, big sword, and this guy.
With a glaive?
Yeah.
Is that a gun? Is that a gun glaive?
It is. Very cool. And then there's 2 more of them. This guy who also I didn't have to give him the shields. It actually was a lot of work to give him the shields, but I think they look cooler with the shields. They can't bring the shields and kill team if they have the spears, but just pretend they don't have them. They look cooler with them.
Yeah,
So
right.
This guy with the icon.
Yeah.
But
Double-headed eagle. Oh.
I wanted to show how much bigger they are than the guardsmen.
Wow.
So that's the guard.
And how many pieces are those in when you get them?
Like 14, 15, and that's the battle sisters. So they're a little bit taller.
14, 15 pieces that you put together.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes more, depending on the model.
Dang.
Like the shield captain here, he had 25 pieces. And you have to glue them on and trim them off the sprue and make sure they're all attached correctly before you let go. Because if not, then you ruin a hand like I did for one of the other guys. And had to kit bash a hand. But once I had them built, had a whole bunch of kill teams ready. So played some kill team. Trying to messed up on some rules again, but still learning. Got the rules. I think I've just about got it figured out enough that we could record some, which would be really cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
First round, played a kill team with the Custodes. I was the Custodes versus the sisters that I built. And I completely destroyed my girlfriend in that game. Because we misunderstood how the dash rule worked, and the Custodes get to go 4 times in a turn. They just can't do the same thing twice. So I was moving and then dashing and then shooting and then attacking. Dash is not movement plus a blue square. It's just a blue square. So that changed a whole bunch. My Custodes were all the way on the other side of the map on turn 1, basically. She never stood a chance, unfortunately.
I'm sure that helped.
Yeah. But then game 2, which after we played around with that, and both really enjoyed both the armies. Both those armies are really cool. Game 2, I ran Necron Warriors versus her Thousand Sons, and she absolutely obliterated me.
All right.
Necron Warriors, as it turned out, do a lot of damage, but just aren't that great comparatively. Like every other kill team I've played has way more they can do. And what it comes down to is that all of these sisters, the guard, the custody, they all have 3 movement, and Necron Warriors only have 2. And it's an objective-based game where you have to claim objectives and hold ground.
Yeah.
They just can't get there to be able to do it. I literally surrendered at one point because it was, we could play this the rest of the way through the game, another like 20, 30 minutes, but I can't get to those objectives before you win.
Yeah, makes sense.
I might as well just surrender here. And it's because I played poorly. I didn't realize the movement was going to be that big of a thing, you know? If I had, I would have moved them differently. Learning. So I'm excited. And actually, while we're talking about 40K, I was 5 towns over, which sounds nuts if you don't live in Texas. But if you live in Texas, it's not really that far away. But I was 5 towns over for business and found a local hobby shop that was unfortunately no longer going to be selling 40K stuff in that hobby shop because of what we're going to be talking about later. But it means that I got a set of Death Guard that need to be put together. Very excited for these boys.
That's cool.
And a set of Admech Skitari. Very excited for these guys.
1, 2, 3. How many's in there?
This
12?
is 10.
10.
So that'll be 2 more kill teams. So that'll bring the grand total to a team of Admech, Skatari, team of Death Guard, team of Thousand Suns, team of Necrons, team of Veteran Guardsmen, team of Commando Orcs, team of Battle Sisters, and a team of Custodies, and a team of Assault Intercessors. So that is 9 kill teams. And I have an Incursor kill team still to build for Space Marines. So that'll be 10 different kill teams that we'll be able to show off on the channel. Very excited for it. It's going to be a lot of painting.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's not all going to be painting the same colors because it's a bunch of different factions.
Right.
But, we might play a couple rounds without them painted. But I'm planning on doing like a big video soon that's like, hey, here's the armies that I have right now. Here's the kill teams. What colors do you recommend? What do you think? Who should we bring for each kill team? Tell us your thoughts on it and see if maybe we can get some community interaction from y'all out there that like to play kill team. And from anybody that doesn't care and just wants to go, hey, I think that guardsman with his little gas mask should probably be gray.
Nobody picked gray. Nobody.
They won't. But yeah, that's been 40K for me. I'm really excited. I've been digging into it even more, and having played a couple more matches of Kill Team. I said before, after playing the first game of Kill Team, that I liked Big 40K more. I like them about the same now. I think they're both very, very good in different ways.
Right on.
Green. All right. Anything else you can think of for your week? I did have one more thing for mine.
Not really, but go for it. What you got?
Goaties.
Oh, yeah.
I spent probably 20 hours this last week doing goaties. It was a lot.
Oh, It Takes Two. I was supposed to talk about It Takes Two. I forgot to. Go ahead. I'll talk about that in a minute.
It was a lot of work getting all of it evened out and edited and everything, but those videos are gone up. One of them was messed up when it went up today, and I fixed it when I got home. So it's fixed now. And then I literally finished editing the last one right before I called you for the pre-show.
Man.
I'll upload it after the podcast so it doesn't mess with the bandwidth. And then it'll go up tomorrow, and that'll be all the Goaty stuff up and ready to go. It wound up being 3 videos that I'm really proud of all 3. I think it'll be a lot of work. And all the footage used is either our footage that I recorded myself or official footage shown in trailers. Most of it being tutorial footage. So if you're worried about spoilers, there are no spoilers in the entirety of that set of videos. Very proud of that.
Yeah, if you try to upload it now, the telephone wire that's going through that pine tree out there might catch fire.
That's right.
Trying to carry all that information. So, no, I'd mentioned It Takes Two, I believe, last Tuesday.
Yeah.
My girlfriend and I just started it, and we ended up beating it. And it's artistically, it's an absolutely beautiful game.
Right.
The story's pretty strong. It's got a decent story to it. Some of the cutscenes are a bit long as far as dialogue goes, but I understand what they're trying to build up.
Yeah.
Going through that. One thing that confuses me though about this game, because the whole game is a co-op game.
Yeah.
Right. All the challenges you come across and all the mini games are competition games. Should we have at least someone try to work together?
Right.
It's the whole point of the game.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I definitely think I didn't try to play it by myself. It does have a 1-player mode, but I definitely think it's worth sitting down and going through with your SO.
Yeah.
And just because there's parts of it that can get aggravating. It's not super hard. It's not a super hard game. I think you can probably beat it in a couple of hours once you've gone through it if you wanted to.
Right.
But it's got some parts in it that are aggravating and everything. But overall, it plays well, and there's some parts that are really fun where y'all are working together trying to. There's a couple of boss battles that are just great. They're just aggravating enough
Right.
to where while after you beat it, you feel like you've done something.
Yeah.
I think very strong like that. I think it's a very strong game on many levels. Not the greatest game of all time or anything, but I think it's definitely worth a play.
Yeah. I'm excited to try it for sure.
Yeah, don't try to play it sleepy. You'll get mad. That might count for a lot of games.
It might. It might. I've never tried to play Dark Souls while I'm half asleep, but Elden Ring, give that a try there. That's the first challenge run. Sleepy Trey plays Elden Ring. Let's get into reviews.
All right.
So, again, go ahead.
You gave me 5. Yes, I'm counting 5.
Yes.
1, 2. Okay. All right.
For anybody who does not know, we play a review game on this channel. Rundgren will try to guess the user or the score for the game. Today, we're starting with Lost Ark. He will try to guess the critic average score, and then anybody that wants to play will then try to guess the critic average score as well. We'll see where you wind up, and if you get the answer correct, you wind up on the ice cream board, like Will and Waverly did last week. We then read some reviews and do it again with a critic recommended score. So you have 2 chances in every game to get your name on the Ice Cream Wall of Fame. And now, their names will be removed for the week. We will start fresh with a brand new week.
All right. Here we go.
The game is Lost Ark. This is a Diablo-like that is free to play on PC. It is MMO-ish in many ways, and people are kind of excited for it. There's been a lot of chatter about it in the weeks leading up to the release.
Okay.
It is being made by Smilegate, which is a subsidiary of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
These are the same people that made parts of New Worlds, though not all of it. Some of that was outsourced. Let that just sit in there.
Ooh.
Most all movies use green with gas masks. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Green is a good choice for that. So, what do you think the critic average score is for Lost Ark?
79.
Okay.
I'm going with a 79.
Chat, this is your chance as well.
With some numbers here.
Max said we could go.
We got 81 from Waverly. 86 from Shell.
6. And again, if you've never played before, that's all right. Feel free to jump in.
85 from Faith.
From Faith. The score is 83.
Oh, man. We were all pretty close.
Dartboards all around it.
Shoot around their nose, not up it. Awesome. All right.
Some of these reviews for you, because I think you're going to be surprised. First, we have The Gamer, who says, overall, Lost Ark feels like a reward after so many hashed out and rocky launches of new games. You know what you're getting with Lost Ark. It's an experience that has already been through the tests and tribulations of its first 2 years of content. Its story won't speak to everyone, but the in-game experience is worth a few cutscenes here and there. Lost Ark is one of the most polished titles I've played for some time, especially in MMO. The game is free and will be well hyped thanks to Amazon and Twitch. I can't think of a reason why you shouldn't try it.
Sounds like a pretty high score you're going to give it. You're going to do that.
It's also really interesting that they mentioned that it's going to be hyped up by Amazon and Twitch.
Yeah.
Did you put both of those in there to help the searchability of your review?
Pretty sure. This is that. I don't know. That's like, I don't know what I was expecting to hear over like a teaser trailer.
Yeah. I agree. We have GamesBeat that says Lost Ark, at the end of the day, is a very good ARPG with MMO mechanics. The way the game funnels you through the initial content is like an amusement park ride with side quests. After that ride, though, you get dumped out at this giant, unexpected playground full of stuff to do. If sailing around the map, hunting giant monsters, and chasing upgrades sounds like a good time, then this might be the game for you. That's
doesn't tell me anything.
Games. Yeah, that's
no. If you like this style of game, you'll like this style of game.
Yes. I have like 2 more for you.
What the? Okay, 2 more.
This one's from PC Gamer. It says, excellent combat and a stunning sense of scale help steer Lost Ark through its more tired MMO conventions.
Okay.
And MMORPG.com says, while it's clear that Lost Ark isn't necessarily an ARPG, but rather a traditional Korean MMORPG with an isometric view, Smilegate is very clearly looking to cater to a specific audience. Lost Ark finds itself focused on a never-ending gear treadmill, and it does an extremely good job at it. Unfortunately, casual players who want to explore an interesting world or want diverse or more dynamic content will likely be let down. And while Lost Ark is fun, the arduous leveling process and repetitive endgame will likely lead to polarizing opinions about it, with most players either loving or hating their experience in the end.
All right. I'm going to go with a good solid 76 after that.
Okay.
76 is a recommended, is what they gave to recommend. 76.
Chat, while you submit your scores, I do want to specify there were a lot of people on Twitter talking about how the best thing about this game is that it's the first MMO to have collectible cards that you can get in it. Well, it's not. It's not by far. Just don't be deceived. There are many MMOs that have collectible cards in them. Digital card games are... Most MMOs now have it, yeah. Just keep that in mind. That's a lie.
So I gave it 76. We got a 77, a 79.
The score is 90%.
Nobody liked it that much.
No, nobody liked it.
No,
that much.
none of them liked it that much.
No, except for the gamer, none of them liked it that much. The gamer gave it a 5 out of 5.
Okay.
And they mentioned Amazon and Twitch. That's all I'm saying. GameSpeak gave it a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
PC Gamer gave it a 7.8 out of 10. And
MMORPG.com. 78.
It should just be, yeah. MMORPG gave it a 7 out of 10. Yeah, you don't give it a 7 and then go, yeah, but I think it's worth Yeah, it's recommended. I guess you do, but I don't know that I would.
All right, totally failed on that one. Totally failed. That's all right. I'll get another one.
Next up for reviews. That's not what I meant to click on. Oh no.
What are you doing? What's the PS right there? I know it.
There it is. Is Total War Warhammer 3.
Okay. I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna show my bias for this company because of my relationship with the Total War series over the years, and I'm gonna go with a 93. I want to just huge up there. They have nailed this. It is fantastic.
For anybody who doesn't know, this is the newest in the Total War franchise. Total War Warhammer 3, the newest in the Total War Warhammer franchise, I should say.
Warhammer part of it, yeah.
Not Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Fantasy, but still very, very cool if you've never checked that out before. And people have been really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We have some guesses on the board. We have an 89, a 96, and 82, and you said 91, 93?
93.
93. The answer is 89.
Man.
Hey,
Faith got it.
Is on the board.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Faith Ice cream for Faith.
Congratulations. Your digital ice cream will be distributed through your computer at the end of this podcast.
Guess what? Just lick the screen.
If you taste strawberries, it's right. We have The Guardian. Now, we don't normally read The Guardian's video game reviews.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. The Guardian says, Creative Assembly / Sega Vist, sprawling... There's supposed to be a space there, I believe. It's supposed to be / Sega. This sprawling medieval fantasy brings together romantic and classical strategy game design with spectacular results.
Yeah.
Romantic and classical strategy game design. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Got to move on.
Tech Raptor says Total War Warhammer 3 is the best Total War has ever been, period. The sheer scale of it all is truly awe-inspiring, which makes the attention every little detail receives all the more astounding.
That's a heck of a statement. Heck of a statement.
Can that be my next username? Romantical Warhammer?
Warhammer.
Yeah, that's a very stern statement.
Okay.
We have PC Games In, who says a triumphant step forward for Total War on almost every front, boasting not just the best and most diverse single-player campaigns ever, but a revolution in multiplayer too.
Okay. Yeah.
Finally, Twinfinite says, ultimately, it's a great game that will almost inevitably become even better with time, but the launch package won't disappoint fans of either franchise involved. Especially Warhammer fans are in for a treat, with new lore and new heroes providing a ray of hope for a better future after quite a few bleak years.
Wow.
Which is true. If you're a fan of Warhammer video games, it's especially Warhammer Fantasy. You had Vermintide and you had Total War Warhammer, and that was it. All the mobile games. If you're a 40K fan, at least you had like combat cards, and you had Space Marine, and you had the Mechanicus game that just came out. But it's been a little rough for fantasy fans, so it's good to see them get a win.
You know what? After all that, I'm sticking with my 93. I'm going to go 93 again for the recommended score.
Chat, what do you think for the recommended score? Total War Warhammer 3.
See what we get. Some numbers rolling in. A 91, and a 96 from Shell.
Okay.
See we
count to 3. The correct score is 100%.
Dang. That's good. Hey, I'll happily be wrong on that. I am a fan of Creative Assembly, so that's cool. That is awesome.
Very, very glad for him. That's nuts.
You was.
You're closer. That's true.
Was.
But almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenade. The Guardian gave it a straight 5 out of 5. Tech Rapper gave it a 9.5 out of 10. PC Games In gave it a 9. And Twinfinite gave it a 4 out of 5. So,
right on.
Very, very glad for them.
Yeah.
Next up, let's go to kind of a weird release because I don't think I'm the only one that forgot this game was coming out now. I feel like it's a very Texas saying. It probably is. King of Fighters 15 came out. Or it's coming. I said it came out. It's coming out on the 17th. But like, I thought this was like a summer release. I completely forgot it was coming out this month.
This game's weird.
Yeah, I love
just
KOF, but
it's just where it sits in the whole fighting genre altogether, right? It's never number one.
That's right.
But it's always there.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I should clarify for anybody who doesn't know, King of Fighters is a fighting game series made by Deep Silver and SNK. The last handful of them, mechanically, they're all very, very sound. Mechanically, they're all very good. But the last couple of KOFs have not looked great.
Yeah.
And that has really hurt them in the time of like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat may be like a very different art style, but it's like it knows its style. It looks good in that style, right?
Yeah.
So King of
Tekken, Soulblade.
Exactly. So KOF has struggled, especially like Grand Blue just came out before, and like all those are very stylized, and so KOF has kind of struggled a little bit in that regard. But mechanically, they're all very sound. People were excited for this one because it's bringing back the team mechanics for the story mode, where you actually like don't just choose a character, you choose a team and go through their story together. But people were kind of excited for that. Where do you think, based on all that excitement, it actually landed?
Okay, I think true hardcore gamers are gonna this is one of the games that they're definitely gonna be going for. So I'm going with the 81.
Okay.
81.
87 and an 80.
87, 80. Got a countdown from the X.
82. The X said we can go. 3, 2. That's a 1, 2, 1. Look, it's been a long day.
Oh my God.
The score is 82.
Oh.
It's back on board again.
All right. I was 1 point away. 1.
So, we have some scores here. Monster Vine says the King of Fighters 15 is, as the name implies, the King of Fighters. It looks good, plays incredibly, and has silky smooth online play. I wouldn't be opposed to more single-player content, but there's so much to love about KOF 15 that I don't even mind. If you want a fighter to sink your teeth into, look no further.
All right. All right.
And I have heard the rollback netcode is very good. I haven't played it myself yet to see, but I've heard it's very good. Rollback is something that people have been asking for a long time in fighting games. So, on a roll 3 weeks, that's right. We have way too many games. Says, sure, it might be a bit rough around the edges when put next to a few higher budgeted fighting games, but King of Fighters 15 ended up being exactly what I wanted it to be. Kudos to SNK for they have successfully delivered a banger after so many delays and setbacks.
All right. All right.
Then I want to read 2 more for you, one from Hardcore Gamer and one from Inverse. Hardcore Gamer says, the King of Fighters 15 is a solid 2D fighter on its most basic level and a natural must-play for fans of the franchise. Which I think everyone already knew if you were a fan of the franchise. Just
Yeah.
play it. That's one.
Yeah. Kind of. Once again, if you enjoy this game, you'll enjoy this game.
Right. And then Inverse says, KOF's resistance to any grand story arc defies the pressure being applied by its rivals. Minimal solo options and routine online duels don't reinvent anything either. This isn't laziness on SNK's part, however. It feels more like a focus on maintaining the design philosophy that the player base has loved all along. Potent character design, instantly identifiable team play, and off-the-wall plotline.
All right. All right. 84.
Okay?
84 is what I'm going there. Recommended at an 84.
84.
84%.
So we
Man.
can go. 3,
Give us some numbers. 83.
1.
Whatever.
The answer is 85.
79. Oh.
Right there.
Dang it.
Right
So
there.
close. So close. All right, fine. What'd they give it?
So close. Next up is another game that is very, very strange. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires.
I know what I want this game to be.
Right. For anybody who doesn't know, every single Dynasty Warriors game since I think 4 has gotten an Empires game. You take the Dynasty Warriors game and then you create a character and you add a strategic element to it, and that is the Empires sub-series. Up until Dynasty Warriors 9, all of them were well-beloved games in the franchise, both the main game and the Empires game. Dynasty Warriors 9 is one of the worst games that has ever come out and is easily like the lowest scoring Dynasty Warriors of all of them. So Empires is a chance for them to pull it back, to fix this. What do you think the critic average score is?
I don't think Empires can fix what's, because it's not going to be as normal as the Empires game where they add that. You kind of have your understanding of the Muso and the whatever the attacks and stuff characters. Oh,
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm scared to give it anything good. 78.
Okay.
78.
I see a 68, a 70, and a 72 as well. We're going to go ahead and let the axe count down just in case there's anybody else in chat that wants to guess. And don't forget, for those of you at home watching this on YouTube after it's no longer on Twitch, thanks to Twitch's desire to delete everything, you can play this at home as well and put in the comment what your score was, and then just don't post the comment until afterwards. That way you know if you won or not. Or post it and post another comment. What's it matter?
Yeah.
The score is 64%.
Oh, man. I knew it'd be low, but I was trying to hold out some hope.
Digitally downloaded says slightly more cerebral, while also filled with the fast action that the series is known for. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires sits neatly as a midway point between the action of the proper Dynasty Warriors and the strategy of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms series. There probably isn't all that much of an audience for this, but for fans that were disappointed with the open-world experiment of Dynasty Warriors 9, Empires here will be redemption. And for those who have never let their enthusiasm for the series be dampened, this is an excellent opportunity to marry Sun Xiangxiang and make many beautiful babies. Or perhaps to unite China, whatever your preference is, really.
I don't
Now,
believe.
I don't normally comment on people's choices in reviews when it comes to their scores. I comment on if I feel like they're being paid off or not.
Right.
But this person specifically says if you never let your enthusiasm for the series be dampened, if you didn't let a bad game hurt your enthusiasm for the series, well, that's not what happened. It was a bad game. I still love the series. I just know this game is bad, right? Like, I feel like this idea of, well, it has to be good because I like it is like, get that out of here. That's no.
Well, the good news is Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires will probably be
It's a great
cheaper.
game. That's a great game. You should play it. IGN Italy says Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires is strategic, rather bland, with fights in Muso style just passable. The result is still a decent game, though clearly aimed only at fans of the genre. And it only gets worse from there. But why, though, says Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires is a game that I found extremely fun at times, but monotonous at others. Strategic tasks became mundane and repetitive very quickly, but the combat involved in the actual battles helps make up for it. There's fun to be had, just don't expect a grand strategy experience with a deep story or overly involved decisions and mechanics. Which is what Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires is. And then finally, Cultured Vultures says, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires has some promise, but it's learned nothing from the past and possesses no soul. This installment doesn't deserve a warrior's death or life, for that matter. I just really liked that review. What do you think the recommended score is for Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires?
I'm tempted to go lower than this, but I'm going to go with a 62.
Okay. 61? 68?
Again.
The button.
Let's see. I get.
Oh, you sweet summer children. It's 17%.
Wow. When is the... honestly, I was thinking this is going to be like 54, 50 or something like that, you know. 17.
Yeah, it's
That
bad.
Is that even legal?
It's really bad.
Wow.
64 and 60 came in late from Shell and Desiree. Would have been nice, but ultimately, 17%. I was really hopeful that this would save Dynasty Warriors 9, but I'm going to guess only the person who gave it a 5 out of 5 digitally downloaded said they would recommend it, and everyone else said no.
No.
I genuinely gave it a 6.9, but Why Though gave it a 6, and Cultured Vultures gave it a 4. It's just, Christian Downloaded gave it that 5 out of 5, though. Their enthusiasm for the series will never be dampened. Doesn't matter how bad the games get.
Maybe you shouldn't be a critic.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Finally, we have probably the biggest release for the week, Horizon Forbidden West. This is the sequel to a very well-beloved PlayStation exclusive Horizon that's just recently came to PC, Horizon Zero Dawn. He's fine, but never go away. Yeah. This game has a bunch of changes that have been made to the formula that are supposed to streamline the game. Haven't played it myself yet to see, but people have been very hyped for it. What do you think the critic average score is for Horizon Forbidden West?
87.
Okay.
87. We got a 72.
6.
86.
Give it to the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. A 90.
Ooh, a 90.
The answer is 89.
Oh.
Just darts.
Yeah. We're real close. Golly. All right.
ACG says bye.
Okay.
God is a Geek says Horizon Forbidden West is a masterpiece with a gripping story and a world ripe for exploration. You won't be disappointed.
Okay.
We have Daily Star, who says, after a strong 2021, Sony is hoping to capitalize on its growing first-party exclusive catalog on the PS5 with a follow-up to 2017 hit Horizon Zero Dawn, and they've pulled it off. Somebody wants to be on the back of the box.
Use our blurb.
Yeah. Game Informer says Horizon Forbidden West reaches a new bar for Guerrilla Games. It does more than surpass its predecessor. It takes Horizon's fiction to captivating places and builds a rich world that rewards you for the effort you put into it.
Okay.
Silicon Era says Guerrilla Games Horizon Forbidden West is the sort of game that's easy to anticipate. It's big. It's full of interesting stuff to do. Many were sold on the promise of the PlayStation 5 at launch by the prospect of sinking days and weeks into a new horizon. Thankfully, Forbidden West delivers on that promise in many ways. And finally,
Okay, one more.
Survivor says Horizon Forbidden West is a game of contrasts, a game about robot dinosaurs where you spend far too much time fighting robot meerkats and boars instead for some reason. One with brilliant voice acting that you begin to hate because some characters won't shut up. Where the side quests are great, but they're so simple as to feel pointless.
Okay, I have no idea what to make of that review. So I'm going to ignore that one.
Right.
And I'm going to go with a 92 as a
Okay.
recommended. They recommend play it.
Got
Oh,
a 93 and a 96.
96. Yeah. 96. 92.
Seven?
97. All right.
The answer is 94%.
That gum.
This man is dead. He's been shot all around.
Right.
God is a Geek gave it a 10 out of 10. Daily Star gave it a 5 out of 5. Game Informer gave it a 9.3 out of 10. Silicon Era gave it a 9 out of 10. And Survivor gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Fair enough. Change my mind.
No joke. That's why I did the reviews in that order. Was so that we could mess with people.
I told you to ignore it. I gave the warning.
That one was an outlier. Stick to the plan.
All right.
So, Nintendo did a direct. And
Yes, they did.
it was probably the most packed direct they've done in a while. A lot of announcements, a lot of release dates.
Yes.
It's probably been since, I would say, the Mario Odyssey direct that they've done one with this much that was announced at one time that wasn't just sizzle reel, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll wait till we go through it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes.
The first big announcement was Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So, really clever spin on the name. Fire Emblem Warriors was the Muso version of Fire Emblem that included a bunch of different Fire Emblem games in it. And most famously, lets you do... Fire Emblem has a lot of mounted characters that ride horses or wyverns or pegasi. In Dynasty Warriors, you can't do your combos on horseback, right? Because how would you be able to do that? In Fire Emblem Warriors, you can. And so you can have Frederick slide across the battle on his horse as the horse is like sliding around.
Now, I will say this. So the earlier Dynasty Warriors, you had a different combo off your horse.
Right.
While you were going through the combo. You had to keep moving, but you could do it. It's different.
For anybody who's never seen it, it is very funny to watch the combos. I hope they keep that for this because they're hilarious. But what's most interesting about this is it is Fire Emblem 3 houses in Fire Emblem Warriors, and it's really going to be interesting to see all those characters. A lot of people love those characters. 3 Houses is a very, very solid Fire Emblem game. I still hope they bring back some of the older characters, but it's a really cool idea to go, hey, what if we just made a spinoff of this one game because of how many characters are in it? Because 3 Houses is special in that you can't have every character in one playthrough. You have to choose a side.
I'm thinking, and I do believe the last Muso game that you gave a good review to, or I remember you talking about enjoying, was the One Piece one.
That was very good.
And that was 2 years ago?
Yes, and also that was the same year of the Zelda one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
both those came out the same year, and those were both very good.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm very hopeful for this because it's the same teams making all these spinoffs.
Okay.
And I'm very, very hopeful. So we'll see. We also got a release date for Reboot Camp, Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Our release date is April 8th. It's pretty cool. That's coming out fast. Fans of Advance Wars, here's your chance.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll get a Wings redone. That's the best one in my opinion. Fight me in the comments. Meet me outside. We'll fight. We'll have an advanced war.
Right. Right.
This is such a weird thing, but Mario Strikers Battle League is coming June 10th, 2022.
Which I want to point out, if you watched last Tuesday, that's one of our predictions.
Yes. That was your prediction, I believe.
Yes, I got that one.
Brand new Mario Supercharged, basically, which is crazy. And this time people have like ultra moves. Before they had like super moves. Now they have like ultra moves.
Yeah, they're also wearing armor.
Yeah. And you can change the armor. You can actually customize your characters, and the armor has different effects. It looks cool. Mario going to make me play another sports game. The last one was Captain Tsubasa Rise of the New Champions.
Okay, well, we'll see. You have till June 10th to decide.
That's right. That's right. We have a brand new announcement. Front Mission 1, Front Mission First, is getting a remake, which is awesome. And then at the end, they went, oh, yeah, we're also going to do this to Front Mission 2.
Part 2. Coming. That's one of the ones they said, but coming later on, right?
Yeah. Front Mission 2, one of my favorite games of all time. That game is incredible. If you never played it, it's such a good strategy mech game. Super excited for the Front Mission games. Those are such a blast. We also have a brand new racing game announced. Feels a little late to me, but you know.
This is a weird thing because one, it's free to play.
Yeah.
This is a Disney title, free to play.
Disney Speedstorm.
Yeah.
So like when Mario Kart came out, that was a big thing. And then when Sonic All-Star Racing Transform came out, that was a big thing.
That's a fun game.
It just took Disney a couple years, but we're there. Disney Speedstorm. Do you want to play as Sully or Mickey Mouse or Captain Jack Sparrow? Because you can.
I'm wondering where the paywall is.
Yeah, we don't know anything about monetization yet, but
so there's something there with
it's
that.
Also launching with full cross-platform support.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
They got the money.
All I'm saying is everybody has their own like special ability, and Donald Duck's is that a bunch of Donald Duck hands slap people around him. So I have to play it. It's just, you know, at Disney and free in the same sentence. What the heck? I don't have a choice.
Exactly.
I have to slap people as Donald Duck. There's a brand new SD Gundam game coming out. SD Gundam Battle Alliance coming out on Switch worldwide release. Localized. And it's not... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say this is in the... how do you say it? The Chibi line of Gundam games?
The SD series. Super deformed. But it's not an SDG generation game, which is what the last handful of SD Gundam games have been. This is an actual, like, arcade game. You actually, like, run around as the Gundams instead of using strategy system, which is really cool. I'm excited to get to play it. There used to be Battle Assault games, Gundam Battle Assault, and it seems like this is going to be more of that, but in 3D. So, I'm here for it. Of course I am, right? I mean...
Yeah, I know.
After that, as if we weren't already having a good enough direct, Chrono Cross The Radical Dreamers Edition was announced, which is a remake of Chrono Cross coming out April 7th.
Mm-hmm.
It has... Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say the day before Advance Wars and the day before Shell's birthday.
Yep.
So, April 7th.
It also has like a brand new redone soundtrack. And my understanding at the time, I mentioned it in the video, I wasn't sure if we would also get the original soundtrack, but it seems like you will have the option to switch between the two on the fly from the menu.
That's cool. That's interesting.
Very nice. It'll have difficulty selectors where you can actually change the difficulty of the game now. And it will have the option to turn off random battles and to speed up combat, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Chrono Cross is a great game that I feel like a lot of people never played. I don't think it's as good as Chrono Trigger, but maybe this means we'll get a Chrono Trigger remake, with this same treatment, I would love to get a Chrono Trigger remake that has a new version of Corridors of Time. Not because don't get me wrong, I love Corridors of Time. Just because I want another version of Corridors of Time.
Just do it. Just do it.
Got the weirdest thing that was shown. Kirby and the Forgotten Land got a new trailer. Release date coming out March 25th.
Yeah. Now featuring full mouth mode.
What have they done to Kirby? So
I don't know.
before, when Kirby can only eat living things and absorb their power, right? That's a standard. That's been a standard for a long time.
Yeah.
Kirby can now attempt to eat non-living things and deform his body over them and like control them. So I'm gonna pull up a picture here for the people at home. Kirby mouthful mode. There's been a ton of memes, just so you know.
I'm sure. This probably needs a trigger warning of itself to show in this picture, depending on which one it is.
Please be prepared. I'm going to show the car. Please be prepared. This is mouthful mode. What have you done to my Kirby? What is this? There are some variants that look bad.
Oh, that's hideous. Yeah.
They just stretched Kirby over a thing.
Yeah.
Which is frightening.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like, Kirby at any time could absorb a wheelie, like eat a wheelie and turn into a living wheel and roll around the map. But now he needs to stretch his body over a car so he can drive.
Maybe it'll be in the story. Who knows?
Maybe so. I feel bad for Kirby. Like, he's clearly uncomfortable when it happens, too. And it's just like, no, we're just going to gloss over that. But, yeah, I got to play that. That's... I got to know. Then we have, like, what...
Okay, hold on. You calm down, or I'm going to take my headphones off for this next one, all right? You just take a breath before you mention this.
This would have been my biggest, like, announcement in the deal, and I would have been so hype about it. If you watch that original video, maybe at the Klonoa part, you should take your headphones off. Klonoa's coming back. Klonoa Phantasy Reverie series are coming on July 8th to the Switch. Klonoa, one of like the coolest games ever made. I'm not gonna say one of the best because it definitely has like it shows its age a little bit, but I love it anyway. But one of the coolest games ever made, in my opinion. Klonoa is so cool, and he's so fluffy. Just help that fluffy dog boy save his family. You got to do it. You got to help him save his family. I love Klonoa so much. I would die for Klonoa.
Okay.
All I'm saying.
All right. Well, he's coming.
But instead, I'd like to live with live a live live a live live a live
live a live
live a live. I never get it right. This is a game that never came out over here.
This is a game that years ago, people thought was a myth.
Yeah,
it was like an urban, like Polybius kind of thing, and I did too. I did until it showed it.
Right.
Like, holy crap! That's a game.
It exists.
Somebody made that. Okay.
Not only does it exist, it's getting the HD2D remake set up, like Octopath Traveler, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
It's coming July 22nd, 2022. And I'm pretty stoked for that. It'll be nice to finally get to play that because, like you said, we've heard over the years, well, this game's so good, but it never happened, you know?
Well, it's like 7 games in one is the way it was kind of like this whole thing, right? The whole, anyway, yeah, it's got to, because you play into all these different time periods. So it's interesting. I'll be interested. I'd like to finally know what the storyline is and everything. So that's actually really cool.
They said live in the direct. We'll find out when it's official. No, we can just go back and listen to it. But
live.
I'm excited for it for sure. It's like a cultural standpoint at this point for RPG fans, and it's so cool that it's here.
Yeah.
Things that none of us would have predicted but should have existed a while back and are finally being made. Nintendo Switch Sports.
I'm actually a little more excited about this than I should be.
Right?
And there's moments in gaming that I can tell you the exact moment where I was. One being the first time I turned on a Nintendo, got to rent a Nintendo NES system
Yeah.
and play Zelda and elevator action. I got to play elevator action at home. That was really cool. Um, Another one is walking into Sam's Club when the Wii come out
Yeah.
and getting handed the Wiimote to play tennis. And it was like so simple, so cool. So I'm actually really excited about this one,
I
just
had
because I know there's gonna be goofy. Be swinging at people.
yeah, absolutely. I hadn't thought about Wii Sports, or I guess realized how much it actually kind of meant to me until I
Yeah,
was watching this and the music went da da da
exactly.
da 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 da, and I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's like I'm home. It's it feels good. So I have to
yeah,
get this, which
yeah.
is good if you want to get it. There is an online test coming where you'll be able to play it for free, February
Uh, th-
18th to the 20th.
three of the events.
Mm-hmm. And that's only if you have Nintendo Switch Online. And the games that are included, let me pull up the list again. The games that are included are bowling. Hold on. In the network test, online play test, it is bowling, chambara, and tennis.
Yeah, and it's online only. It's a network test.
Mhm.
So
The official release will have soccer, chambara, tennis, volleyball, badminton, and bowling. And then later this year, we'll get golf.
yeah, which if you buy the game, I believe they said if you buy the game, you get that as a free. You will get that. It's not an
Rocket
extra
Wii bowling.
DLC.
Nice.
It should. Well, I'm hoping that the Switch bowling holds up to what Wii Sports was, because as far as gaming goes, it was kind of groundbreaking.
It was. It absolutely was. Yeah, I'm excited to see them
Don't
add
know.
more sports too. The view of the map that they show has a pool, which leads me to believe at some point we're going to be getting some water sports in there. And it also has like you can see the golf course. That's the word
Mhm.
already.
Yes.
Which leads me to believe that we'll be seeing this map update with more stuff over time too.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Very
sure
cool.
they have. Different relationship between the gamer and the game company than it was when the Wii came out. And I think they're going to take
Right.
advantage of that.
Yeah, I agree. We also got some weird little things, like Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival was announced,
Yeah.
and these games have still been coming out in Japan. They've still been coming out overseas, but they don't normally get mentioned during directs, right? And
Right.
normally the trailers, which are normally just in Japanese, also showcase some of the songs that are going to be added to it. Instead, they're doing something a little weird. This one's going to have a song pass that you can get, which will give you access to over 900 songs, theoretically from the Taiko no Tatsujin like backline.
Yeah. Which you get like what 75 with the game,
Mhm.
then 500 in the first pack
Right.
or something like that. It's
So
crazy. Yeah.
it's nuts. And if you're somebody that loves to play those games, I'm not gonna say it's worth it because I'm not gonna get it probably. But look, that's a lot
Hey,
of songs.
If you like rhythm games,
Yeah. And hopefully this one has Kamen Rider songs in it too, like the last one had Be the One from Kamen Rider Build. Saying.
just saying.
It also
Just saying.
had We Are from One Piece. And then the last like big game that was announced, we do have some other small announcements to cover in news, but the last like big announcement was Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Long time coming.
I called it.
Yeah, that was the other prediction.
September 22.
We
September 2022.
we
That's
have
all
one more.
know.
We have one more prediction that did come true, but it's under news.
Yes.
Just want to put that out.
Very excited for this one. The big thing about this trailer is that I didn't even notice it during the direct, but it was pointed out to me afterwards. The masks that the two mask characters are wearing makes them look like a character from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and a character from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So it seems like descendants from the characters of 1 and descendants from the characters of 2 might be fighting a war against each other. And I'm really interested in finding out how that works.
I don't know.
I am stoked. I love those games. I put over 600 hours into Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I love those games. So definitely going to be covering this one.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 even got a nod in Zelda Breath of the Wild.
That's right. Yeah, it's a game that I love dearly. They wound up Pyra and Mithra wound up in Smash. Very very cool game, and I'm excited for 3 and to see what happens there. Some people are a little upset over the change of the character designs. It's a change from both, like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 has a very harsh art style. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has a very soft art style. 3 is a mix of the two that I think looks pretty good, but some people wanted more of one, some people wanted more of 2.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But we do have some more, not announcements, but news still from the Direct. I'm going to just roll through these.
Okay.
Because No Man's Sky, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, Assassin's Creed The Ezio Collection, Kingdom Hearts Integrum Masterpiece, which is Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts Dream Distance, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Battle Prologue, and Kingdom Hearts 2.9, A Descent into Darkness, Aqua's Deathly Dream in the Realm of Shadow, plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Recoded, Kingdom Hearts Recoded and Kingdom Hearts 3 Coded, all in one game called Kingdom Hearts Integrum Masterpiece, as well as Portal, the Companion Collection, are all coming to the Switch.
Yes. You can play them on Switch now. Which No Man's Sky did look like it had a little bit of a graphical drop.
Yes.
But if it's, not much. Really, really not much at all. For what from what they talk about when they push the graphics and everything at the beginning. When they were when the first game first came out, it would almost sound like, you can't run that on the Switch. You know what I mean?
I want to take this is a quick aside, but I want to take that segment just then and show that to my dad and watch his face as I try to explain the Kingdom Hearts games names. So that's a big thing. This one I wanted to separate from that list because of how nuts it is to me. MLB The Show 2022 is coming to Switch.
Yeah. And
MLB The Show was PlayStation exclusive for a long time. It has been up until this.
Has it? That's what I was just trying to think of. Dang, dude. Yeah. Well, that might be that might be. You just saw what Microsoft did, right?
Yeah.
Let's expand the market a little bit.
Well, and it's kind of funny because MLB The Show is incredibly popular in Japan. Of course it is. They love baseball. Yes. It's weird that the Switch is the most popular console and it didn't really have a baseball game.
Yeah. Mario All-Stars.
That was on GameCube. The last one, Mario had Mario Tennis, but I don't think he had a baseball game for Switch, did he? I can double check.
I don't think for Switch. I think it was on Wii. I think it was a baseball game on Wii.
I think you're probably right.
Maybe wrong, but I think there was a Mario baseball game on Wii.
Mario Baseball.
I'm sure because they have
there
baseball.
Was Super Mario Sluggers.
Yeah, Sluggers.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so you had soccer and baseball, but that was about it.
Yep. So kind of cool that it's finally getting a.
Yeah, it's kind of expanding out. Maybe some more Sony titles might.
Yeah. If we could get rid of exclusives entirely, that would be great. I don't think it'll ever happen, but it'd be great. Better for the consumer.
But it seems like you say that, and like exclusives used to be like a handful of games, right? Right. You had a handful of games that if you really want to play that one, you're going to get that console. Yeah. And it seems like with all the stuff, building back, build back up. There's a wrestling match going right now between should we make everything exclusive? What should we have exclusive and what should we have to go across?
For sure.
And there's things being said that sounds like promises being made, but they're not promises being made. I assure you. Yeah. But
speaking of wrestling matches, Splatoon 3 Salmon Run is getting a next wave on the Switch with the Splatoon 3 when it launches. Salmon Run was a well-beloved game mode where you would fight against the salmon hordes to try and gather up salmon eggs. And this one is adding bosses. There's boss fights that you have to do in this one. They seem really cool.
One of the little children that run around here, would love this game. So
So if you've been interested in Splatoon 3 and you were worried about Salmon Run coming back, or you just really are excited for the game, here's another reason to be excited. And I like the idea of taking a horde mode and adding bosses. I think horde modes have been like common in many games over the years. Gears of War, and then Halo with Firefight, and
hey, look,
so
it,
many.
it was the whole premise of Smash TV. Just
Yeah,
saying.
absolutely. And adding in some boss fights just to mix up that formula. I kind of like.
Yeah.
You know what
And
else I kind of like? Oh, go ahead.
What else you got? Well, I was just gonna say I like the fact that the graphics are the same.
Yeah.
They're cleaned up for the higher processing power, but
Mhm.
yeah, they're keeping it true. So just
Yeah.
I like that.
Here's
Here's the other prediction. Yes.
Yes. Triangle Strategy had the final demo shadow dropped. It launched, and still all 3 demos, you can play through all of them. They're one demo now. You play through all of them together. They're not separate downloads, and you can still transfer that to the main game.
Yes.
Very
And that
cool.
that was a prophecy by a viewer too. So that's really
Very
cool.
excited for that. Cannot wait to play more of that.
Yeah.
Please look forward to that, because I'm going to have thoughts when I get to put some time into that. I have all 3 demos worth to work through, basically. Metroid Dread is getting some new stuff.
Yeah.
Dread
Like
mode
this a lot.
and Rookie mode, and then a Boss Rush mode.
I don't care so much for the boss rush mode. I like the rookie mode because that's going to allow some people that aren't great at playing the game, especially if they're younger, into the more Metroidverse. And then I'm looking forward to watching some videos on people running that dread mode.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Die in one hit.
That's going to take some skill.
Yes.
And that'll be trouble.
There are already, because Dread mode and Beginner and Rookie mode came out this last week. There's already been some Twitch streamers that have been trying to do it. I saw one unfortunate clip of a guy who made it all the way to boss 3 on like his second attempt before he got clipped by one of the little guys in the water, like you see in the trailer. And it's like, oh no.
Heartbreaking, yeah. It's going to be rough. Somebody's going to pull it off. It'll be great.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of great things, just like Live A Live, Earthbound has been a game that people have been asking for a very, very long time. And not only are we getting Earthbound on Nintendo Switch Online, which means it's free if you have the subscription,
yes,
we're also getting Earthbound Beginnings. So the SNES version, the full game, and
this is a weird, unique little game in and of itself.
It is. And the NES Prologue.
Yeah, that's cool.
Very, very cool. If you've always wanted to play Earthbound, no longer have an excuse. All the people that for years said Earthbound was the best RPG now have a chance to actually play it and can see for themselves if that's true or not.
Right?
I do think Earthbound's great. Don't take that as I hate it. I do love Earthbound. I just don't think it's like Chrono Trigger,
Right.
No, Earthbound's really cool, and especially the music. If you've never listened to the soundtrack of Earthbound, the soundtrack's really good. This is a weird thing. It's our last bit of Nintendo Direct news. Yes. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass.
Okay, I want you to clear this up for me. All right. If I read it right, got it right, it's $29 odd. But that's going to be, if you pay that, you get every pack as it comes out. You're not paying that every time.
So, Let me pull up the full pricing here, because you have 2 different ways to get it. And neither of them are necessarily cheap. It's pulled up here. Because you can just get Nintendo Switch Online, like the family plan, which is $80 a year.
Yeah.
And then you get this DLC for free. You also get the Animal Crossing DLC. Or you can get the Booster Course Pass and get all 48 levels in the waves.
Okay.
Or You can buy the individual waves on their own.
There seems no point if you're a fan. There seems no point in doing that.
I agree.
You know,
This
especially with the courses
also,
they're bringing back.
yes, this also unfortunately suffers from some rough regional pricing, where it's $24.99 USD, but just for automatically for Canadians it's $32.99, and for Australians I believe it's $35.99, which is not. It's pretty close, but it's not 1-to-1. You know, it's the unfortunateness of when you transfer over regional pricing.
Yeah,
you
how
know.
the dollars how the money compares to each other value wise.
Yes.
It's worth more.
We don't yet know what all the courses are going to be, but we do know that these courses are coming from the entire franchise,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah.
The first wave is Paris Promenade from Mario Kart Tour, Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 3DS, Choco Mountain from Mario Kart 64, Coconut Mall from Mario Kart Wii, Tokyo Blur from Mario Kart Tour, Shroom Ridge from Mario Kart DS, Sky Garden from Mario Kart Game Boy Advance or Mario Kart Advanced, and Ninja Hideaway from Mario Kart Tour. There are some people that are a little upset that 3 of the courses are coming from Tour and we're getting no Double Dash courses.
I think they're going to come, right?
I think so too.
They'll be there. This is a really cool thing that I'm still on the pricing because it's not a new game,
right?
But it's still pretty cool, man. Because of this one of those game franchises that has a long history of siblings punching each other for years now. So, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, the price is a bit much for me, but
there is something really cool though. If you're playing online and not playing with friends, you're just playing online, you don't have to buy the booster pack to be able to play these courses online. Because they will randomly show up.
That's nice.
You have to buy them to play online with friends, to play them locally or single player, like against AI. But if you just want to play online, you will still get to play on these courses, even if you didn't pay for them, because they'll be in the rotation as soon as they come out. Cool. Which I think balances it out somewhat. I think it's kind of a jerk move to go, hey, if you want to play online with your friends, you have to pay for it. But, but only one player needs to own it, so only one person has to buy it.
Yeah.
So you could theoretically, if you all only play together and you're playing Mario Kart all the time, just split the purchase up together and just one person buy them. But
yeah,
I do think it's nice that you don't have to buy them to play them, because otherwise you'd get into a random match and then you just wouldn't be able to play.
Yeah.
That's all our direct news. We have a couple of other last-minute news things that have come up. This one is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's sign of the times, yes.
It is. And I think Games Workshop handled this about as well as they could.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are upset about it. Games Workshop, Warhammer 40K, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Fantasy, the new Lord of the Rings tabletop, all those that they do, all their pricing is going up.
They have to. And I understand people being upset. And if you're upset at Games Workshop, one, you didn't listen to them.
Right.
And two, you don't understand economics.
Yes.
For this.
Games
This
Workshop,
is not.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying this is not a facetious money grab.
Right.
This is okay. Well, we want to keep the same profits we're making.
Right.
And right now, the physical money is not worth what it was. Mm-hmm. So we're not, you're not making it as much.
Right.
Don't
get me wrong. I'm not going to be over here and just be like, hey, yeah, Games Workshop can do no wrong. I'm still upset about the stuff they did with the fan animations. And I think Forge World is incredibly overpriced. But when it comes to your regular models, Games Workshop put out a thing saying, hey, electricity, gas, raw materials, shipping, inflation's abroad in the land, and we're not immune to its effects. And instead of just going, so there's going to be a price increase on everything, they went, we're going to increase the prices at the end of February, start of March. You have until then to buy them at the current pricing. We could have just upped them now and not said anything.
Yeah.
Not everything's changing. Only some stuff is going up 5 to 10%, depending. And painting supplies, and tool supplies will not have any price changes.
Yeah.
There are some things that become way more expensive than they should be because of this. The codexes, which you could just buy digitally, which means they shouldn't be that expensive and not have a physical version of them, in my opinion. This is where I say that I'm not going to say Games Workshop can do no wrong. The codexes are going from 50 to 60.
Yeah. Well, that's not the at the end of that. That's not the conversation about this.
Right.
The Games Workshop has made missteps as a business, like many
Yes.
businesses have that are run by people. This is about this actually has bigger implications into what's going on into the world.
Yes.
Now, it's filtered down, and you can see the physical effects of it right here.
That's right. And that's why a lot of hobby shops are not going to be carrying 40K stuff anymore, because it's more expensive to get it, to supply it, more expensive price-wise. And unfortunately, that means that some people just won't buy it anymore because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
And so if you are somebody that plays a lot of 40K, go to your local hobby shops because it's your chance to get stuff cheap. Because they have to move it. They don't want to keep holding on to it.
No.
It's unfortunate, but what can you do?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you choose, hey, this means I don't want to do it anymore, more power to you. That's your choice, But I get their reasoning. I understand their reasoning. Everything's got, just look at your local gas prices. Everything's gone up. Not to get political, because that can very easily, but look at what's happening price-wise. I understand it. I don't like it, but I understand it.
Yeah.
Still wish digital codexes, were like $15. Because I don't get a book with art. I just get the data sheets. But, now there is some good news, just a little bit of good news in this. Because of weird rules with shipping for other countries, and because of weird rules with money for other countries, some countries won't see a price change at all. And for some countries, it'll even get cheaper. In Australia, the prices aren't being changed, which means it's actually cheaper for you because the conversion rate, you can literally buy them at your cost and sell them for more overseas. And one of the things that keeps this hobby alive is people will buy a big box like Eldritch Omens, and all they want is the new Eldar stuff. They don't want the Chaos stuff. So they sell half the box to somebody else that only wants the Chaos stuff. And if you're in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, or China, your dollar price is not changing. So just something to think about. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the Games Workshop news.
Yes. And we're going to move on to the next topic before you mention China again.
Yeah. Genshin Impact did a cool thing. Not a huge thing. Just want to shout this out. Genshin Impact made a mistake. And their mistake was that they accidentally sent 2 of the same mail to every player of basically for an event. There was a mail that gave you a free summon and some money and some other stuff in the game, and it's just supposed to be that, and they accidentally sent it twice, so everybody that redeemed it got 2 of that instead of going, well, we shouldn't have done that, it's gone now, nobody else will get that, brr. They went, hey, we fixed it, but we feel bad that a lot of you missed out on that second free one, so we're sending another free one. So if you didn't get the second free one, you now get the second free one. If you did get a second free, you're not getting another free one. Calm down.
Right.
But just a cool little thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Props to them.
Mm-hmm. And then finally for our news today, this dropped right before the podcast went live. Sonic team made an announcement, which is, I'm going to read this verbatim. We are delighted. This is Satomi Haruki, the CEO of Sega. We are delighted to announce that the 3rd Sonic theatrical film and the first live-action Sonic series for Paramount Plus are being actively developed. We've got a remarkable partnership with Paramount, and we are excited to continue expanding the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise with them. 2022 is shaping up to be a significant year for the franchise, with the second film being released this April, as well as Sonic Frontiers, the highly anticipated video game title, coming this holiday. Sonic has been beloved by fans across the world for over 30 years, and we look forward to continuing to bring memorable moments and experiences to them for many years to come.
Yeah. I remember it was a few months ago we were talking because there were hints of Sonic, right? That they were going to get that Sonic would get more bigger and bigger, and they're really pushing the Sonic IP. And yeah, not surprised at all, especially with going into the movie and animation, the new game.
Yeah,
Hey man, the Sega's doing well right now.
that's right.
They are. So
Sonic is alive again after all
Sonic is
these
alive
years.
again. And they've got some, they're obviously dropping hints about the movie. And is it Knuckles or Tails? It's supposed to be Knuckles, I think.
Both of them, Knuckles and Tails, will be in this movie.
Okay. So, and they've already garnered a lot of love from the fans, right?
Yeah.
Because they listened to them. Paramount listened to them and went, you know what? No, we're not using that. Change it. And they fixed it, and people were happy. And that goes a long way, well, with the fandom.
You know who's coming in movie 3, right?
No.
Shadow. It's got to be. And he's going to pull up with a gun.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I bet he doesn't.
And then he's going to pull out his iPod and start playing Crawling in My Skin. Yeah. If you've never played Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game, that is such a weird game. Sonic's over there like, I'm going to save him. And Shadow's like, Shadow just pulls out the Glock 9. Oh. Never seen that meme? Please look up Shadow pulls out the Glock 9. I know it's not called a Glock 9. You know it's not called a Glock 9. But the person who made that meme did not, and that meme's very funny. But yeah, that's it for news this week. We'll toss it over to Rundgren's Corner.
Yeah, I got a couple things. One, I want to say happy birthday to apparently it's Megan Thee Stallion's birthday today.
Okay.
So happy birthday! I'm sure she's watching.
Yeah.
So just let her know happy birthday.
Obedetou gozaimasu.
Okay, so happy birthday to her. Also, yes, I do have some news, and this is kind of shocking. One of the biggest scandals in the history of Saudi Arabia.
Oh no.
Yeah, a doping scandal at a beauty contest.
Okay.
And they had this is a annual festival, and it was like a big doping scandal. By the way, the winner of this beauty contest received $66 million. That is the prize. That is the prize. So there are some temptations to cheat. Now,
right.
This happened once before in 2018 when 12 of the contestants were disqualified for cheating. And this year it was 40.
How many contestants are in it?
I'm not sure. It is a big deal for a yearly festival. Yes. So 40 camels were disqualified for receiving Botox, hormone injections, and other enhancements.
Can't be doing that, Sally. What are you doing?
Yes, this is a camel beauty contest where they were putting Botox into the camel's lips. Oh man! And the winner, the most beautiful camel, would receive $66 million. Wow. But a Saudi press agency said the club is keen to halt all acts of tampering and deception in the beauty contest of camels.
Absolutely.
Yes, and they're even revising some things to look at specialized and advanced tampering technology.
Good.
And they're going to impose strict penalties on manipulators, is what they call them.
Stamp their humps.
Right. Now, I think the idea is because it's supposed to be preserve the Bedouin camel breeding tradition, right? And apparently, over 100,000 people attend every year.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
Sounds like it.
And yes, yeah. Apparently, the use of Botox in camel lips are frowned upon. 40 of them cheated with either Botox or other enhancements. In fact, in 2018, one of the reasons it made such a big deal is because one of the camel's lips was split open from the Botox treatment, and it was animal cruelty. And there's probably a lot of things over there they don't treat very well, but apparently camels are important and dignified.
Look,
And yes, you don't mess with the beauty of a camel with anything artificial.
camels, if you're out there, and I know you are, and you're watching this, you're beautiful just the way you are. You don't need Botox. Look,
Exactly.
you camels are marvelous, magnificent, gorgeous even. Just, be yourself. Be true to your humps. That's all I'm saying. Be true to your humps.
Botox, hormone injections, and other enhancements. I just hey, look, when $66 million is on the line, I guess people get
That's a lot of money.
serious about that.
That's
But
life-changing amount of money.
That is my news story of the week of the 40 cheating camels and the camel beauty.
All right. Do you have any plugs this week?
Just with that Rungling on Rumble, I get a new song up every Sunday at 3. Give me a listen. Let me know if you like it. And if you don't, let me fine. The everybody that's listened, love all y'all. Appreciate you. You're absolutely wonderful. It took millions and millions of people, thousands and thousands of years just to make you. There's never been anything like you. There never will be again. And so I really appreciate you spending the last this time with us.
Absolutely.
Never forget that.
Quick shout out about his music too. I don't say this just because I'm his friend. I don't say this just because he's my co-host. I don't say this just because he's my DM. His music's very good, and I have for the last couple days, ever since I heard it over at your place, I have been thinking and it's been in my head. So I'm just saying,
good.
Check it out, because it's just as much an earworm as some of the things that are on top of the charts. So check it out.
Nice.
And I really do mean that earnestly. It's not just very good.
Right. Appreciate it.
If you've enjoyed your time with us today, come check us out Thursday. I almost said next week, Thursday, for the D&D podcast, where we will continue to talk D&D and have fun and just continue to be us. And that is Thursday at 7 p.m. CT. Punch that into Google and it'll tell you what your current or what your conversion rate is. That's the words. Yeah, I can get you that link. Give me just a second.
All right. Yeah.
Just
Let's see there.
here's the link to the newest song. There you go.
Yep, that's it. Thank you.
Over there.
Sweet.
And then this week, of course, Game of the Year's gone up. First video went up yesterday. Second video went up today. Third video will go up tomorrow. And then it'll just be the usual podcasts and podcast highlights for the rest of the week. I'm not going to bother trying to get anything else put up for the rest of the week because Game of the Year was like 20 hours.
Yeah.
But super proud of how this turned out. I think these are my favorite 3 videos yet. And I will tell you right now what I've done is Game of the Year with all the awards, top 10 games I wish I'd played more, and then top 10 games I played in 2021. So all 3 of those will have a lot of crossover, but they're still all 3 worth watching if you're interested in my thoughts on a whole bunch of different games that came out. And of course, anytime I bring up a game, I show some gameplay so you know what the game looks like and what I'm talking about. It's almost always from tutorials, so nothing gets spoiled.
Nice.
There's still going to be somebody. There's still going to be somebody in the comments that go, I can't believe you spoiled this. And you know what? I appreciate you. Because I know at this point you're just doing it for the meme.
Yeah.
But yeah, by next week, hopefully have some more minis built. Hopefully have some Death Guard or AdMech built and be showing those off. And again, I want to do that big video once I have everything built that I currently have access to be able to show off.
Nice.
So, until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
We've been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that life, I forgot to say podcast, has to offer.